Good afternoon, Noah. Thank you for all your support last week in Make a Difference Week when we celebrated diversity. I hope you enjoyed reading about our diversity role models on classroom doors and will carry out the promises you made in your handprint pledges on Friday. The people who visited throughout the week from our college charities said they felt honoured to be chosen by us in the local community. Also, I would like to thank your college captains for their hard work and student voice. Piri for Imperial, Jack for King's, Zalika for Warwick, Josh for Cambridge, and Matt for Oxford. This week on Tuesday, we will be celebrating Safer Internet Day. The Internet is a group of globally connected computer systems, and it was a British scientist, Mr. Tim Berners-Lee, who actually created the first ever website in 1991. He didn't imagine that from those first few pages of a website, he had started something that would grow to have such a huge use across the whole world. At NOAA, we find the internet helps you, our students, in so many ways. You can develop as a more independent learner by researching new topics. You are supported with your home learning on Show My Homework, and you become more creative learners using online programs like My Maths. There are also lots of websites and apps which can make your lives better outside of school. For example, Xbox Live can improve your gaming experience, and using the BBC News app can help you access news more quickly. Social media is a very good way to spread positivity across the internet. However, today we are going to focus on how we make the internet a better place in terms of safety, because unfortunately the internet isn't fun and games all the time. We do need to think carefully when we're enjoying our time online, whether that's having to think about privacy settings on our favourite social networking site, or considering the impact a photograph may have if we post it online. So, who do you think is responsible for making the internet a better place? It is important to remember that all of us as individuals are responsible for this, and we should think about what we can all do to make the internet a safer and better place. Let's have a quick think now about some of the key risks and how they make the internet unsafe. Tutors, can you please pause the podcast and ask students to discuss what the risks are? Hopefully you mentioned some of these things. There is a lot of content online that can be hurtful, harmful, and inappropriate. Coming across this type of content online can be very upsetting and distressing, particularly for younger people. Mean comments and trolling, as well as cyberbullying, sending an inappropriate photo that gets passed on and posted, or giving a status update that you wish you hadn't. There is also your digital footprint, and this is an example of this. George is applying for a Saturday job, and everyone at school knows he doesn't have any privacy settings on his social networking site, such as Instagram or Facebook, and most of his pictures are pretty bad. Sometimes he even boasts on social media about how he cheats in tests and with home learning tasks. George doesn't think about his actions online and doesn't think it will have an effect on his life offline. Tutors, please pause the podcast and ask students what the outcomes might be for George and getting the Saturday job. What is a digital footprint? As I mentioned at the start, the internet is a global network of computers. What is posted on the internet stays on the internet forever. The first web page Mr. Tim Berners-Lee created is still there for everyone to look at. This means that all of us should think twice before we put something into the global network. We should think who will see it. What if your nan saw it? How would you feel? Will this picture stop you from getting a job in the future? Will you regret this in 5 minutes, 5 weeks, or 5 years from now? If you have any doubts, don't do it. There are many ways that we can improve the internet. There are so many positive steps to take in order to make it a better place. I'd like you to take a few moments to think about what you can do in order to carry out your good digital deed and in turn make the internet a better place. For example, you could help a grandparent set up Skype. You could tell your best friend how to privatise their Instagram account, or explain to a teacher about how Snapchat works. Today is the time to think about what you as an individual can do to make a safer, better internet. So, what will you do?